Hello and welcome back to another Arcane Ventures 10-minute investor eye test with Carmelo and my good friend and co-founder Sasha Ashegi. And today we're going to be looking at Fleek, which will help you create AI agents and influence, create, manage, and monetize social agents and virtual influencers. I don't know what that means, but I'm excited to find out anyways. Sasha, what do you know about Fleek besides it has a very strange name, a very Gen Z name?
Yeah, so Gen Z. I think that's all I know about Fleek is that they have some infrastructure that lets you create virtual influencers, and we talk about like empowering content creators a lot. I think it's a great idea to allow even small content creators or what you might refer to as like micro KOLs to
Yep.
monetize their efforts and maybe promote some interesting things that their audiences would like. But I'm kind of inherently against a lot of let's say AI powered marketing tools I've seen because I just personally believe that the internet is going to be flooded with AI generated content, and it's already an attention economy, and so people are just going to consume 90, 95+% AI generated content if we're not already, and that doesn't do humanity any good. We might
Yeah.
as well all just like hang out and read the dictionary all day if we're just going to use this massive database of like aggregated human knowledge. But I guess we'll see how it goes, like how useful this is, and if it's a good business. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we always get a little philosophical about each of these projects and the implications they have for humanity. But for anybody that's not watched these before, we take 10 short minutes to look into a new company or project that's launching. And this one, I believe, is launching on CoinList. So that's not too shabby. That's probably one of the best platforms you can launch on. So they're doing an ICO on CoinList. They have pretty big backing. I can't recall who's backing them, but we'll see in a short moment. So we take 10 minutes. Sasha and I will both give our thoughts at the end. So stick around to the end and we'll tell you whether we think this is worth looking into or if we would pass based off our first assessment. So I think without further ado, we could dive in and try to figure out what Fleek actually does and what the token especially does, because that's our hypothetical investment in this project.
Absolutely. And here we go. 10 minutes on the clock for Fleek starting right meow. Okay. And I've got crypto rank up, which is a good source of information. We got the ICO coming up tomorrow, I guess, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
And right off the bat, we've got some logos here for investors. Polychain Cap, Coinbase Ventures, that's huge, man.
Arweave. Uh, that's
Arweave
interesting as an investor.
Protocol Labs.
North Island.
Interesting.
Yeah. So they got some pretty big investors, like we said before, and they raised quite a bit of money, 30
Ooh,
million apparently,
that's a lot.
and they're going to probably raise a little bit more on CoinList and get that out to the public. So I'm not sure what that round looks like and how long it's going to last, but one might be able to guess. Oh wow, $5 million. So they're going to raise 5 million from public on top of 25 million already raised, so 30 million total. And there's going to be 100 million supply of these tokens.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I do want to mention this, I mean, we're not 100% sure if this information is accurate because it's self reported information on CryptoRank, but I do see here 25 million raised in Series A. So there's no visibility into previous rounds if that's the truth. Let's say a pre seed round or a seed round. We don't know how much that they've raised, but I'm hoping with that much money, they've hopefully developed something really cool.
Also, one thing that we mention sometimes is what percentage of that was raised against company equity, if any, or a foundation or another company, umbrella company, or was this just all against the digital asset? I doubt it's all against the digital asset because that's quite a bit to raise just from a token supply, but you never know.
Oh yeah, I don't think it's against the digital asset. If you look at the fully diluted valuation of the token supply, it's reported here as 75 million. And so if they raised, look, there's 5 million in the seed
Oh,
round, 25 million Series A,
yeah,
5
yeah.
million in the ICO. Yeah, there's no way that's all token. So Coinbase Ventures is they're coming in follow on investment Series A. That's interesting.
Yeah, and then so they invested way back in 2018, which is really interesting. So this has been around for a while, at least the team, and yeah, an FTV of 75 million, which is quite a bit in this market. But then again, they've raised quite a bit of money, so it's not unheard of to launch at a such a valuation.
I'm pretty sure 2018 was before the word fleek was even really invented or adopted as well.
Yeah, I mean, there's a without knowing much about it, there's a high degree of possibility that they change their name.
Mhm.
Everybody, if you've been around for a while, I think Soro that we did a few weeks ago, I don't know if they changed their name, but they definitely changed their business model to Content Coin. So I don't know what they did before, but a lot of these older companies that are still around, they change their name, their logo, their what they do, sometimes successfully,
Pivots.
sometimes not.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I've got the website up here. And so this is Fleek. This is the dashboard for Fleek. I guess maybe the application. And as you can see, create AI agents and influencers. Simple yet effective. Create, manage, and
This
monetize social agents and virtual influencers with Fleek. But this looks like ChatGPT, honestly.
and this doesn't look like a $35 million website. It looks pretty standard. Uh, yeah. Okay. So I'm always curious when they like you can interact with it right away. So that's interesting. Like you get on there and you can also start to make something. So what's the call to action besides using it? Like how do they monetize it?
Yeah, it's really interesting. I mean, we're definitely going to use that, but we see here who do you want to chat with? Explore social agents and start chatting. So there's just a bunch of ladies here, different names, different. I
Kanye
guess it
East.
shows Kanye East, and so there's they've got their different like social media profiles, I suppose. Trusted by 100,000 plus users. So if they do have a lot of users, and that's cool, there is a video. You want to watch a little bit?
Yeah, why not? We usually like videos, right? We're
Yeah,
simple.
we haven't done this in a while.
No stopping me, go figure. You dream big, I dream bigger. It's true, I always deliver. I run the game, I'm no beginner. Got a new vibe, got a new way. Everybody coming at me, dishing out mad praise. I say confidence flows like a river. Feel like a winner, feel like a winner. So if you can feel the energy and you can dream, we can switch it up and change the flow. Let's flip the mode, just let go, let's just let go. Get ready for this.
Wow.
Not a
It's
bad
like some sort of,
trailer.
yeah, this is great quality, but this is like some sort of dystopian future.
Yeah, I feel like I'm in Black Mirror right now. Oh, Fleek token. There we go. Powering the ecosystem. Stake,
Steak, no.
deploy, earn.
Stand tall like Kilimanjaro.
Not a lot of
Rise
thought
above,
put
we
into that one,
define
though.
it tomorrow. But clap for myself like bravo, bravo. 'Cause I know who I am and I know what I need. I'm a natural babe. You follow
All right,
right
I gotta
here.
say the video production quality is fantastic. But is this just the next generation of Twitter bots commenting on each other's posts?
Yeah, I mean that's already what the internet's kind of become with like more indirectly. I create content on ChatGPT and then I release it as my own, and now it's just bots
Let's
marketing
see
to
what this
bots.
does. All right, I'm not gonna sign up. Yeah, how dare you?
Ah, that's how they get you. Okay, well, at least it's smart. Like that is their call to action. So that
Absolutely.
is
I don't
a
see anything
good
about
way
the
to hook
token.
people. So give them credit for that. Oh, they also make not safe for
This
work
is
influencers
yeah,
too.
yeah. I mean,
That's
like this is they're
that's pretty
I
sketchy.
guess Coinbase recognizes, at least Coinbase Ventures recognizes that the future of content creation is going to be AI generated. You see a lot of AI generated content on social media platforms already, especially like video generated content, things like that. And so people are consuming this content because it's low hanging fruit, it's engaging, it's formulaic. But yeah, I don't really like how the future's looking given
I
that.
mean, yeah, like we said, we're philosophical and we have our thoughts on this, but I guess for the sake of the video, we'll try to figure out what this token does because like we're in theory trying to look at this as an investment opportunity. And I haven't seen much on the token except for the video where it says stake, earn. So that's pretty basic. That's nothing new as far as token economies go. I'm wondering because I saw a subscription model earlier. Like there was a 4 tiers, maybe freemium, and then some higher tiers for maybe how many agents you're allowed to build. But I don't see where the token plugs into that and how it's useful.
Yeah, here we go. Here's the subscription model, and so you get credits for the subscriptions, and I'm assuming the credits allow you to create content because it's most likely going to be very LLM and image generation software heavy. You get,
Yeah.
I guess, a number of different influencers and agents based on your package. But yeah, like again, nothing around the token, and so they've got a GitHub, they got documentation. Maybe there's something here around token. We'll see. Personal access
No.
token, SDK, storage, agent APIs. Yeah. There's nothing.
That's seems like a trend. Yeah, like people don't like to talk about the token anymore. Just hoping that you'll just speculate about it anyways, based off all of the other marketing.
Yeah, and so like the video did say the video, funny enough, was the
Mhm.
only mention of the token. It said Fleek token powers the ecosystem,
Yep.
and it said stake, deploy, and earn. If I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, and otherwise, I might or you might not even know this is a Web3 or crypto project. Like it could just be some new influencer platform, AI, but no mention of blockchain. I did see on the first page, like there was some mention of some of these other AI influencers on Twitter with their own tokens, but you know, to create an agent, you don't necessarily need a token to operate it. Like a lot of these, I think virtuals, everybody's launching
Yeah.
tokens in tandem with these. But I'm more interested. Like if I were to create like an intern bot for Twitter, I would do it without a token. I don't need a token associated with it.
Yeah, this is absolutely true. I mean, well, maybe there's something here. So Fleek will be rolling out
Oh,
monetization features.
on
Oh,
the
here we
bottom,
go.
how can I use the FLK token here?
And so it's used to access services, unlock premium features, and enhance monetization opportunities across the platform. And it's launching this summer. So it serves as an incentive for creating social agents and virtual influencers. So they're incentivizing the creation of agents, but I wonder how so, right? Because if they have 100,000 users already that are creating agents and they're going to be creating content, why are they paying people to do that?
Well, it says add a premium subscription to interact with your agent, charge for exclusive content, and get hired by brands in the marketplace. I don't know who's hiring fake people when there's plenty of real people trying to do this for a living out there. Much better too. Like I saw, all right, I want to be DJ. I want a DJ influencer. Well, how obvious is it going to be that this DJ's never played a gig before? There's going to be no video footage. Like I would rather follow a real DJ that actually like has equipment and makes music. Even if they're not a good DJ, they're still playing at clubs and around the world, not like some fake account. Like maybe for cosmetic stuff or beauty or models, it's a little bit more viable to create with this. But I'm not understanding how you can make like I don't know, a gamer influencer or a musician like that doesn't actually do anything. So
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, I got a lot of questions here. But can I just say before we dive into our verdicts, aside from subscribe and give us your comments and thoughts below because we want to hear what you think about Fleek as well. Uh, I think we should stop writing like 70-page white papers because I think this one sentence, no, two sentence paragraph right here is sufficient enough for most people, I guess.
This really irks me. When we work in token economics, and you're right, we do write like anywhere from 50 to 100 plus page white papers, outlining the entire token economy. And yeah, like the funny thing about this description right here for the Fleek token is we've seen that 100 times before.
Yep.
It's access services, unlock premium features, and enhance monetization opportunities. That is like a copy paste for so many projects that just throw this sentence into their website. And so like it doesn't tell us anything, and it's unfortunate because I was hoping we'd get a much clearer picture of what the token does and if it is something that is worth investing into. But yeah, should we just dive into verdicts then?
Yeah, go right ahead. Let's hear from you first. And
All
I think
right.
we both probably agree anyways, but
If Coinbase Ventures is investing into something, it's probably for a good reason. And you think about these large investment firms that have very large research teams and understanding like the meta trends that are going to market and like what does the future of technology development really look like. And so it's not. There's like there's a non-0% chance that Coinbase Ventures might be investing into this because this company might be the front runner for like AI generated not safe for work content, which, let's be honest, is going to be a huge market. And so I'm not saying I agree with that or not. It just seems like a good business venture, right? But I do recognize that there is a growing trend of AI generated content on social media. What scares me is that, like I said before, it's a dilution of human attention, but at the same time, there's very little accountability behind this. And if you think about like the worst aspects of the influencer market, it's people that are trying to sell you something and they're going to embellish the facts or maybe just lie about them. And so now this is like an easier avenue to do that. You can just give an AI a script like, I want you to sell the hell out of my game, or I want you to really push this product. And it'll just make up a bunch of stuff and say, hey, this is what's happening and this is what's cool about it. And whether it's true or not, people are going to digest that content. So like philosophically, I don't agree with this. Business viability, like, yeah, this is probably a really good investment on the equity side. I have no idea what the token does. It seems like nobody does. Maybe there's a Medium article that talks a little bit more around how you can access premium features, but based on their website, it seems like you could also access premium features with cold, hard dollars. So I don't know if that's the best token use case. Maybe it's just like some sort of marketing exercise for them to tap into a Web3 crowd. But for me, that's one thumb down on the token. I don't think it's something I would consider investing in based off what I've seen. And based on that 2-sentence paragraph I've read, I don't think I'd want to even look further as far as the token goes. But on the equity side, maybe that is something worth considering.
Yeah. Very well said. And I like how you split it up into, philosophical and business viability. But I just wanted to read something real quick because we did see something saying that this was founded in 2018. So I found an older article on Business Wire. It says, founded in 2018, Fleek is a Web3 developer platform that enables web hosting and storage on several different Web3 protocols. Scheduled for launch in 2023, Fleek will power the content delivery layer for Web3 through Fleek Network, a decentralized, censorship-resistant content and application delivery network with Web 2-like performance. So, okay, first off, they missed their target for launch by a few years. 2, this has been around forever, and they've definitely pivoted, which there's nothing wrong with pivoting. But you and I saw a lot of projects pivoting and jumping on the AI agent space, especially because when these guys launched in 2018, there was no language models available to the public. So it's very unlikely that they were building with this in mind. So I think you're absolutely right. When Coinbase invested in this, when Polychain Capital invested in this years ago, it was doing something totally different, but maybe they're convinced with that follow-on capital that the vision has remained the same. They still have the same end goal. And I would say that, on a philosophical level, I've already seen some stuff where for real actual people, influencers, they can sub themselves out and they can make AI content based off a real person. Like I think Arnold Schwarzenegger literally has an AI podcast where it's just an AI version of him doing a podcast where he doesn't have to do anything, which is already sad because it's like, if not you, what value do you bring? Like why people are tuning in to see Arnold Schwarzenegger talk, not a clone of him. So when you take this a step further and you're like, I want fake people selling stuff to people, like where's the trust? Like I want to know that the person selling to me is at least believing in that product, which is already dubious. You don't know if that's true or not when the influencer shills something on Instagram. But now it's taken a step further and it's nothing's real anymore. Dead internet theory. We have a bunch of bots selling to a bunch of bots. Yeah. So philosophically, I hate this. Like I really don't think this is good for humanity. And then you're right. Like there might be something here. There might be some kernel technology that's being invested in on the equity side. Maybe this is just the first phase of a multi-phase vision that they're building towards. So it could be a good investment for equity, for Polychain, for Coinbase Ventures. But as far as this token goes, I'm sure this token utility has changed many times over the last 5 years. So no, I don't really believe this token's really well thought out. I think it's kind of like a placeholder. Like, hey, let's just put this paragraph out there, and then we'll adjust on the fly. 100 million supply. We'll build utilities as they come. They do have a subscription model, which is good for the business, but not really for the token, because we have no information about how that revenue goes back into the hands of token holders, if ever at all. So I think I would pass on this investment right away. I am curious from an individual standpoint to see where it's going to go and how they're going to account for these things and where Fleek as a company is going to go to next. But yeah, I don't think it's really aligns with us philosophically or business viability wise for the token perspective, at least.
Man, well, you just blew my mind because that article says so much and there's a lot to unpackage. I'm not sure what the kind of like order of operations was, but yeah, let's run back on the timeline. Coinbase Ventures invested in the seed round in 2018. And according to CryptoRank, which is most likely pulled from a number of different sources like Crunchbase, some of these reputable sources on investment, the Series A was filled in 2022. And we didn't really see a lot of prominence for large language models and image generating models until last year. So they, all of these investors in the cap table most likely invested into the original concept of censorship resistant data layer. And, we've worked with companies that have pivoted like this before. And one of the reasons that they might pivot is because they've built some incredible IP, but now they want to build applications that IP is serving as the foundation for. I don't really see how that's fitting into an AI agent, influencer layer. It seems like a very strange application to build on top of a censorship resistant data layer. So I don't really know what this pivot is for. And it might, worst case scenario, which you have to kind of take into account as an investor, this might just be like some last minute Hail Mary on the product side. Like, we ran out of money on the infrastructure stuff. We need to try and get some more money. What can we quickly launch that we have like some people on our payroll for that are experienced in building, or maybe we have some like infrastructure that halfway fits into it. Let's launch some like AI influencer stuff. And so, like the business model, the subscription plan, if this wasn't the original plan, then it's possible a lot of the metrics we saw on their website are fudged or embellished, like 100,000 users that have deployed agents. I don't know. What's their current revenue like? This is a big red flag for me. We'd have to dive much deeper in understanding what's the story of this company since they came to market in 2018. Wow.
Yeah, and obviously there's two different things here too, like the viability of the token and the viability of the business model and the business. And you're right, like these things, I mean, I don't necessarily dock them. It takes some ingenuity to be able to pivot, discover the product market fit, find where your audience is and what they want, instead of just building what you had in mind and not taking any consideration into what people are actually looking for. So maybe the original concept isn't ready yet, or we are not ready for it. So they said, let's build this in the meantime while still honoring the end goal. So it could be the case. I'll give them the benefit of the doubt there. They seem like they know what they're doing at least. But in its current phase, I'm not a fan of what they're doing. I don't like the idea. The token, no, it doesn't make any sense from what we have.
Where'd the $30 million go?
To the website, obviously. It's a beautiful website.
the video. Oh, man.
Well, I think we're in agreement. And thank you for tuning in to another 10-minute investor eye test from Arcane Ventures. We hope to see you next week when we do another one. And we're going to be dropping some interviews and some other shorts and other fun content. So please subscribe and follow and like and give us your thoughts below if you haven't done so already. And we look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you. Bye.
Ciao.